Um, Jolene says, I saw a preview for a new Barbie movie and realized it's Barbie becoming woke. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. Okay, so I saw the Barbie movie. And I thought it was about, I thought too, oh, maybe that's what it is. It's like more of the, Hollywood wokeness and blah, blah, blah. I don't think it was that. It was actually a pretty clear seeing in many ways. Yeah, they talk about the patriarchy and all that, but it's very tongue-in-cheek, and it's not untrue. And what the movie was really about, actually, I'm so glad you brought this up, Jolene. What the movie was really about is what we're talking about now. Identity, self-worth, the unbearable heaviness of being. And I won't put spoilers in here for people who haven't seen it. My kids dragged me to see it, and I was like, it takes a lot to get me to go to the theater to see a movie. My kids were they're like, our friends say it's great. Like, they were crying, all this stuff. I'm like, all right. So I go see it, and I'm like, oh, I get it. Hollywood is packaged in a Hollywood blockbuster. Our deepest discomforts with being a human, with identity, with being a woman, with being a man, all of it. And they put it on the table in a fun comedy musical package with some action thrown in and with a beloved doll at the center of it and a lot of tongue-in-cheek pop culture stuff that goes with that. So they've taken a really difficult pill, which is you will never be happy when you seek validation outside of this present moment. As Ken says, I am Kenuff. And in the movie, the creator of Barbie says, this is not a spoiler, I don't think, but if you really don't want to hear this, stop the video now. She says, why do we have ideas like Barbie and the patriarchy? Because we're so uncomfortable with what it is to be human, what it feels like to be a human, that we can't bear it. So we generate these ideas to send us off into some other place. That was very true, man. I was like, yep. And when Barbie comes and feels the full range of human emotions instead of the plastic, controlled, repressed version that she had been conditioned and programmed by the maker as stereotypical Barbie, she falls apart. She literally falls apart. She has fears of death, intrusive thoughts of death. She's sad, she's angry, she's violent, all the things. Because those are the raw energies that she'd been suppressing with story. I'm Barbie. Everything's perfect. Every night is girls' night. Serenish says, Barbie had me sobbing. She chose to feel. Exactly. I had to actually, it's funny, in the theater, I did something I really shouldn't do, which is I suppressed my own emotion because my kids were sitting right next to me. And I was like, there was a voice in my head that was like, these children will never let you live it down if you cry during the Barbie movie, because they were joking about that and they're just going to. So this little part of my personality was like, nah, they can't. I'm not going to let them win. But inside I was like, oh man, this is all the feels, because here she is, like completely raw, vulnerable, open, feeling all the things. And Ken too, as dorky and stupid and stereotypical as he is, he's struggling with identity. He's struggling with validation seeking. He's struggling with self-worth. He's struggling with who he is. And in the end, it's like, you are who you are. It's like Popeye said, I am what I am. That's the wisest. It's all you need to know. That's it. Hi, Renee. I think you're giving Hollywood too much credit. Yeah, probably. It just inadvertently comes through. The perennial wisdom comes through in all art, in all science. It's all because it's right there. And it's just, do you see it or not? They didn't intend that. They intended it as the usual sappy bullshit. And that's fine, with some comedy and a statement on the patriarchy, but it wasn't any of that. Or maybe it was that and this. Who knows? I'm not so interested in those kind of things. Much more interested in this. Just Ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10. Exactly, Risa. Brad says it's nice to see people just enjoying something. Yeah, that too. Like $1 billion in revenue for that movie. Why? Because people are just like, hey, we're going back to the movies. We're going to watch this Barbie movie, have a good time. It's entertaining. It's got the usual nonsense, but it's funny. Like all the woke stuff was in there, but it was kind of pretty tongue in cheek. Like you do get annoyed with the little Gen Zer who's like constantly correcting her mom's or dad's like cultural appropriation and use of language and so on. And you just kind of laugh at it and go, yeah, of course, kids are always going to feel that way, that parents are racist and stupid and backward. And that's just how it is. Every generation is the same. And now it's more institutionalized, sure. And yeah, there's language police and all that, but it's another blip in the consciousness radar. That too will pass. Don't take it too seriously unless they start enforcing that stuff and making laws about it. Then you go protest and say, there's a thing called free speech. I can call people whatever I want.